Those of you who might be into worm farms really got to check out Stephen Cornett's worm operation here. I'm at his farm, Nature's Always Right, in Lemon Grove, just outside of San Diego. And I'm gonna let him explain this, but he's got a really neat system for his worms. Stephen is trying to produce all of his own fertility on this site, which he's actually doing. And he's kind of discovering, which I knew he would, is that in order to scale, you probably have to bring in inputs. But he's got a model that can be totally closed loop, but it really all depends on your context. He's still making money from this, so his context is still to bring in some inputs, but he's got a system that can produce all of his inputs. He's got the worms, he's got the chickens, and he's doing what's called a bokashi compost system. But I'll let him talk about the worms here.
Okay, this is like my soil creation area and my chicken raising area. So here, this is actually the first compost that I've bought in 2 years. It's amazing soil. I just wanted to refreshen everything, and I needed some new soil for my grow bag setup over here as well. But if
check
you guys,
that out in a sec.
Yeah, if you guys want to see the compost. So the idea of this area is my chickens are creating an insane amount of fertility for me. I've got 20 chickens, and if, you know, their manure is just
Are you selling any eggs?
I do that privately, yeah.
Okay,
I don't deal with the permits.
That's right, because I mean,
yes.
that's a lot of eggs to eat yourself.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's like I'm getting a dozen or more a day.
Oh, wow.
If you guys want to see it, they're probably chilling in there.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There
Some
we
layers
go.
happening.
Yeah, some eggs in there.
Oh yeah. Boom.
So yeah, they're keeping me well fed. I have like, you know, I'll eat 6 eggs at a time for lunch and just like love it, you know. Here's some compost that I'm making. So I take all their bedding and I pull it out so I can make compost really quickly. I do hot compost. This is a pile that's cold now, almost done. This is a cool one to check out. It's this is the first pile I've ever gotten to 160. It was 160 yesterday.
Look at that. Now you're down to 150.
Yeah.
Boom.
And the secret, and check out how small this pile is, right? Most people will say, if you don't have a 4x4x4 pile, like you're never gonna hit temperature. But the secret that I've found out over the last year is bokashi composting, which is...
Diego wrote a book about that.
Did he really?
Yep.
Oh man.
Years ago.
I'll have to talk to him more about that.
Yeah.
But the bokashi has helped me raise temperature like way beyond 140, which if you're just using the animal manure and leftover veggies and straw, I couldn't really go much above 140.
Wow.
And but if you don't know what bokashi is, it is it's basically like grain that has been inoculated with EM1, effective microorganisms 1. Some people add in different stuff, like my buddy SD Microbes here in San Diego. That's where I get my bokashi grain. He's into Korean natural farming. He throws a bunch of other cool stuff like beet fermented plant juice.
Wow.
He got the beets from me, and he's making it now for his bokashi. It's pretty cool. So it's a way that you can compost anything, essentially, meat, bones, dairy, cake, like whatever you want. You throw it in the bucket, it pre-ferments it. Then you can add it to an aerobic hot compost pile, and it just cooks everything. It's awesome.
Nice.
What else? I don't know, I got a big worm bin system.
A little worm farm happening here.
So I got a whole video about how I created this on my YouTube channel, but it's basically a 3-tote system, but there's a bottom tote. This is my bottom tote.
Oh, I see.
And it's a single, so all the leachate drains into this and drains out into a bucket that I can collect.
Yeah.
It's just a way of saving money.
That's where all the worm pee goes in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what do we...
So then in here, this so this one's almost done. They're still working on some of the stuff. I shouldn't really put straw in there. It's a carbon that they have problems, like it doesn't break down quick enough. But you know, the idea of this is that when they finish this tote, they're going to go up into the top tote. So I'm putting my fresh stuff up in here, and they sift themselves. I don't sift worms ever. Everything that I'm doing on this farm, when I'm dealing with animals or insects, I'm trying to do max efficiency. I don't have the time to mess around with.
How big are the holes drilled in the top tote there?
These are 1/4 inch.
Okay, so the worms can make their way through there.
1/4 inch in the bottom.
Yeah,
Yes.
so the worms make their way through those.
They do.
Wow.
No problem. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this type of worm system. You can just build it yourself.
And this is just to keep sun beating on it, basically, right?
Yeah, keep
just
them nice,
keep
and,
it nice
cool.
and cool.
Exactly.
Wow.
My chicken system here, this is also the idea of max efficiency. I don't do anything for these chickens, basically, except collect eggs. You know, once a week I add maybe a couple things of straw in here, maybe some straw in their poop in their main pen, but all of their water and feed is automatic.
Oh.
So this is a 55-gallon drum. It also rainwater collects, so I haven't added water to this in months and months. Like 6 months out of the year, I don't add water.
Wow.
They have a nipple system down here.
Yep.
Where they drink from, so I'm never having to clean or add water. This is a little, I call this my candy cane. I made this up, so it's like a candy cane feeding system. You just dump your feed in there.
Okay.
It lasts, like a 50-pound bag of feed will last them like, depends on the season, but like 12 days, something like that. And then they just eat from that. Every 12 days I add the food. So it's so minimal what I have to do for them. That's what I love about it.
Wow.
Got the passion fruit on here. So this is you know, permaculture, right? So I get really good fruit from this. I've been harvesting them, and I'm gonna get a lot of fruit this year.
Wow.
They sell for at least 50 cents a piece at the market. So you can sell like 8 of them for $5. So it's a good profit.
You make enough to sell?
I will this year.
Okay, I've got like eat them all.
I no, dude, this is my favorite fruit. We should eat some. I have some ready to go right now.
Nice.
And it provides shade.
Yes, exactly. Stacking functions.
Yes. Yeah. So chickens need cool weather. They'll die in heat. They're fine in cold.
And if you guys like that stuff and you want to see more content from Steven, check him out. Nature's Always Right. I'll have his info in the show notes. Check it out.